New tonight, parents and school leaders debate the best way to keep students safe on campus. The issue now, putting armed officers in elementary schools.
With small children. Katie Lesso, I should say, explains why this is such a tough one for parents in Loudoun County.
Tonight, the school board members voted to do nothing right now. They're not saying no to SROs in elementary schools. They just want to have more discussion about it and say there is no reason to rush to making a decision here.
We have armed guards protecting you all, and you're not going to afford defense to the most indefensible of our young ones?
The plan to add officers isn't about care for student safety, it's about control.
Thursday night, more than 24 people weighed in on the proposal to put school resource officers in Loudoun County elementary schools.
Since when does this board believe student safety should only begin in 6th grade?
It's really crazy that we're asking people to put armed officers in schools as a first line of defense when people are not willing to secure their own firearms at home.
Honestly, I would have loved it if the officers were there in the building full time.
For about 2 hours after that, the board members debated it themselves.
This building has layers of physical security, and yet some of my colleagues are prepared to vote against placing trained professional resource officers in elementary schools, against protecting 5-year-olds.
Examples such as Robb Elementary School show that armed law enforcement did not prevent the tragic deaths of elementary school children and educators there.
Questioning why the rush when the sheriff's office budget hasn't even been approved yet by the county.
We have to get this right so that every single person, student, teacher, administrator, feels safe.
They ended up deciding to push pause.
While the Loudoun County School Board supports further discussion regarding expansion of the school resource officer program, it does not support funding the expansion of the SRO program.
SROs are already in Loudoun County middle and high schools, but the sheriff's office says they're needed in elementary schools too.
There's no bigger congregation of people during the day, during the weekdays, than at schools.
I recently spoke to Sheriff Mike Chapman about why he's pushing for it.
We handled 1,600 calls at elementary schools last year. People tend to dismiss elementary schools as not having a problem, but it's, that's going to place in schools where incidents are happening, and I think it's important for us to be out there.
So what comes next? Well, the Board of Supervisors will vote on the sheriff's budget next week, and we will then likely see this discussion come back up once the final budget for the sheriff's office is approved. In Loudoun County, I'm Katie Lesso, WUSA 9.